Welcome once again to the Brown Space Show. Um, Today we'll be talking about a very sketchy subject. But before I begin, I just want to say that the Brown Space Show, this is a man show, and we talk about a variety of subjects and coming from a man's perspective because we don't have enough voice on platforms such as this one, and so we're representing men, particularly black men. Today, the subject is who's protecting your kids. So today, I was just going through my YouTube and I saw this guy talking about the Nas X video. It's another new video. So again, here comes more controversy with this video. And I just zoomed in right quick and I looked, and he's going through prison, and and it's what in seconds he's walking through prison. Before you know it, it's like a whole bunch of nude black guys dancing in the prison system. And so I said, man, I got to say something. So anyway, with further ado, first of all, I didn't got my co-host with me, Brother Clee. What's up, Brother Clee?
What's going on? What's going on?
All right, man. So I know you got an engagement to attend, so that's why we're gonna do as much as we can while we still got you. So I just really wanna. I think it's very insulting. I think that there is a society of people who are just silenced because they don't want to hurt their brand, or they don't want to mess up their bag, so to speak, and it's destroying our society. And if you look at it, to me, as men, we're supposed to protect the woman and we're supposed to protect the children. But if nobody is speaking out and speaking up on things that can hurt our children from a visual perspective, from a persuasive perspective, then if they are our future, then where this thing really going? That's what I think we got a problem with. Excuse me. So before I begin, Cleve, I just want to go with statistics, right? I did some statistics. So between blacks and Hispanics in the prison system, because he's in the prison system, so that's why I'm running these numbers. That's over 50%. Over 50% of black and Hispanics are in the prison system. Okay, there are more men getting sexual assaulted in the prison system than women in the prison system. I'm gonna repeat that again. There are more men getting sexual assaulted in the prison system than women in the prison system. 216,000 prisoners are raped per year in the United States compared to 90,000 reported outside of prison. So this is a problem. I think this is a problem. I think this. I'm gonna call it. I mean, I'm not trying to be facetious when I say this. It's almost like it's the gay gangster era or whatever, because don't nobody want to speak on it. And again, it's not an attack towards gay people, but again, influence is influence. Because if you was doing, I speak out against the young guys who talking about the gangster stuff as well. So I'm not singling out anybody. I'm just saying at the same time, we have to protect our kids, regardless of who it is, regardless of whatever their sexuality is. So that's why I'm at with it. So, Cleve, what's your spiel on it, brother? I know you got short time, so go ahead and dive in.
For me, it's just I'm against anything that's destruction to our communities and to our families. Whether it is homosexual, heterosexual, whatever whatever the case may be. If it's against our community and it's against our families, and it affects our kids in a negative way, if anything that's negative, I'm against it. And for one thing, we in this cancer culture, like everybody want to cancel, especially if you trying to hold whether it's a race of people, whether it's a class of people, whether it's anything, you're trying to hold a person to a high standard, people gonna give you backlash.
Right.
But this right here is where the people that that normally want to cancel things that they consider to be negative.
Right.
This is definitely something that will affect our kids
Right.
because of the music. And here's another situation where we have control of this. We have control of this. We have control of this. We don't have to buy his music. We don't have to support his music. And
Right.
then you got to ask, who is putting this music out here?
Right. And it's not even the
Who's
music.
putting this music out here?
It's not even the music. Who's pushing the sexuality part? It's not even the music. It's who pushing the sexuality. Like everything he's doing is like the first one when it was, so-called dancing in hell with the so-called devil or whatever. And then now here he is in the prison system. And that's why I was compelled to talk about this because again, most black men are in prison in the United States more than any other race of people. So and this is not nothing to laugh at. This is nothing to shine at. Now the crazy part of it is, like I said, they was in there parading around dancing totally nude on this music video. Now if I were a rapper or you were a rapper and you had a bunch of naked women behind you in the prison system or whatever, they don't even have to be in the prison system, then you would be considered misogynistic. And so that's when I say that we as a society, we are very hypocritical. I mean, we're super hypocritical right now at this point. And so, and not only are we hypocritical, we're scared because we don't want to lose our brand because we're scared we're going to lose money and opportunity. But again, as men, you're supposed to stand on what you believe and be able to die on it if that's what you really believe on it. And so that's why I am with it today. Because I mean, it's insulting. So I'm looking at it from, I'm gonna break it. I'm going from head. I'm gonna start at the head of the snake. We know that the music industry is a machine, right? So evidently somebody up there, up on the higher up, is pushing this agenda. So they only pushing two extremes, right? You're gonna push the gay agenda, and you're gonna push the gangster in the urban neighborhood. So this is what. So it's, to me, they're targeting us as they targeting the young black men, the men who look like me, but they're just younger. And so as a man of age, I'm 48 years old. Yeah, I'm speaking up on it because I want our black men to go in the right direction, and I'm standing on that, and I'll be willing to die on that, and I don't care nothing about being counseled. We have a small platform, but again, even if I had a larger platform, I have to stand on what I believe. I'm not just going to be saying stuff just to be saying it. If I don't agree with it, I don't agree with it. I can respectfully disagree as well. But in this case, I totally disagree with it, and I'm totally calling out from a hypocritical point from the music industry. I'm calling out the religious. What are these so-called religious leaders? Where are they right now? They're not coming out talking about none of this provocative stuff that then shoved down our throat on a daily basis. I'm calling out the entertainers, the ones who so influential. The ones who have a voice. They're not speaking out on it because they don't want to hurt their brand. So they're just so again, to me, silence is saying you okay with it. Silence is a part of approval. As it's just like the people, during segregation time, right? You got the people who was hosing black people down and beating black people and hanging black people, but then you have other black people, white people who saw it but didn't say nothing. You're just as guilty. If you saw a woman being raped or robbed and you didn't say nothing, or you didn't try to intervene to stop it, you're just as guilty because you did not do anything to stop it. So again, this is not nothing to go after strictly for his sexuality, but at the same time, he's forcing this alternative lifestyle upon our people, particularly people who look like you and me. So I do have a problem with that because it's trying to force it. Again, at the end of the day, that's his choice. He can do what he wants to do. He's a grown man. But again, why is this such a forceful thing for a small percentage of people in our society? It just doesn't make sense.
And why the video has to be in jail?
Right.
Like what is that showing?
Right.
It's cool to go to jail. Like what is that showing? I totally disagree with the whole concept of them doing this in jail.
Right.
Like what is that about? Because like you said, this to show that people are getting violated in jail. Men,
Right.
You know, men
More
are
than
getting
that.
violated in jail.
Right.
And you're promoting this. You're promoting the fact that it's just a lot. It's just a lot of things that's wrong with that
I mean,
whole.
he's in that dude. He got guys
Yeah,
like standing on their hands, lap dancing. It's bananas. It's crazy. It's beyond bananas. It's just crazy, bro. It makes no sense at all.
yeah, and our kids watch this, man. Our kids are very influenced by this music, business, just like we were, just like
Right.
we was. We was influenced by the music business. Not,
Right.
but the thing is, it wasn't. We couldn't pick up our phone, or we couldn't cut on the TV and watch it all day, every day. We didn't have
Well,
as much access as these kids do nowadays.
but again, I just remember. I mean, I can't do nothing but reflect back, like you said, when we were growing up. I remember when Tupac did something, and he had these accusations on him, and all these politicians came out, and they acted upon that. I remember Nelly came out and did something, the video called Tip Drill, when he slid the credit card between the girl, rectum. Everybody, all the girls, at the colleges and down here in Atlanta and Spelman, everybody was, everybody went frantic about it. But there's nobody saying anything about this behavior. And that's what I'm saying is I'm like, where are you now? Where is your voice now? You will speak on, and that's why I say we're so hypocritical, as a group of people. We try to selectively choose what's right and what's wrong, but at the end of the day, right is right and wrong is wrong, no matter who do it. If I do it, I'm wrong. If my mother do it, she's wrong. It doesn't sway because of who it is. Wrong is wrong, right is right at the end of the day. And it's just crazy, man. It's sad, and this is the reason why. This is one of the reasons why the writing was on the wall, man. That's why I left. That's why I left, and I hope more to come. you know but it's crazy, man. And it's like glorifying this, and they just pushing them, and there's nobody trying to correct it. And I get it. They can say, oh, it's freedom of expression, freedom of speech, but there's also consequences with freedom of speech. There's also consequences with actions as well. But again, it just irks me that from the politicians to the preachers, to these performers, there's nobody saying anything about this at all. And we know there's a problem in our prison system when it comes to men of color. We're the most populated ones, but yet and still we're like 12-13% of the population, which doesn't add up. So for them to shoot a video like this and make them, to me, it's making a mockery of it. It's like glorifying. It's like glorifying, like, hey, this is what we do. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, where we going? As a society, in the United States, where are we going? Where are we going? And then my thing is, why we always have to be the drum major of stupidity. That's what kills me too, Clee. Why I mean, this very selected now. Don't get me wrong. They got gay white guys too. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I don't know what you did. I don't know. Cleveland having some problems. But again, people, I mean, and I'm not just speaking about, yes, I'm talking directly to my men, but I'm also talking to our female counterparts as well. You guys got to speak up on this as well, because you have little boys, and a lot of you are single parents. A lot of you are single parents with sons. So you got to speak up on it, you know, and you females, for the woman, our counterparts, you guys got to stand up on this too. Y'all don't see where it's going. You have sons. You know, do you want your son to be? Don't nobody want their son to be in prison. Don't nobody want them to glorify that. Don't nobody want their son to just glorify the gangster image as well. Both of them are wrong. Both of them are equally wrong. All right, Clee, go ahead. You back.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Yeah,
yes.
I was saying that. Yeah, it's sad because like you were saying, like they use us because we influence the world, especially when it comes to music. Our culture influence.
Well, no, and everything. We're the number one entertainers.
Yeah, we are.
Entertainment, we're the face of it.
So knowing that, of course they're gonna use us. Of course they're gonna use our kids. Of course they're gonna use our image. Of course they're gonna put us at the forefront because they know that we influence everything. But and like you said, this is our kids.
Yeah.
Like these are our kids we talking about. This is affecting our kids. And if that's not enough for people to step up and want to speak out, I don't know what is. These are our kids, man.
Right. That's just.
I think about. Hello.
Yeah. Go ahead. You're doing good. I can hear you. Yeah.
I think about when back in the 80s when Atlanta child murders took place, right? And I know this is kind of off. I mean, it's on topic, but it's kind of it's going off of something different when we talk about. But I remember when they was going after our kids and they was going after our black men. You know what I'm saying? That as far as our kids coming up missing and coming up, dead.
Right.
But we as a community, we stepped up and said, no, we're not going to allow this to happen. It's the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing. They're going after our younger generation. They're going after our kids. This is a target to our young kids because this boy influences that. And that lifestyle that he's pushing, they know that our kids are trying to, at that age, 16, 17, 18, they're trying to figure themselves out. So guess what? Of course they're going to lean towards, you got an artist that's on television making millions of dollars. We all wanted to be a rapper back in the days that was coming up because we was always on television, the fame and the money.
Right.
So for them to push that issue, this is going to affect our kids.
Right.
But here you have another person that is pushing another issue to help our family, and they ready to cancel him. Especially our women. Our women are ready to cancel this man. I'm not going to say his name, but they ready to cancel this man, and he's pushing the family. He's pushing couples getting together. He's pushing families for kids and communities and all that. But they ready to cancel him.
I mean,
so like you said, when are y'all gonna step up and when are y'all gonna step up and say enough is enough? Nah, you can't have our kids. You can't have our kids.
Right. But I'm telling you right now, we need our sisters to stand up with us, side by side with us on this thing, And I remember I was listening to the radio a couple of months ago, and Jay-Z apologized. It was something about one of his older lyrics. Like you can't go back in time. That's what be killing me. Like you can't go back in time and tell somebody they need to apologize for something they said back in the day, And most of the time when we use those words, it was, especially when you're talking about like rapping, those are just like metaphoric words. There's nothing to target somebody. It was nothing to single out somebody and talk about, somebody's lifestyle or whatever. So it never was like that. But for somebody to go back and to, okay, let me apologize what I said in a song, that's crazy. Or you can't.
Well, we're going to start going back in time. We're going to start going back.
Because that's what they did.
Start going back.
That's what they did with Buju Banton, the Jamaican.
Yeah, exact same thing. Yeah.
Songs
because of the lyrics.
They perform it because we're in this era. It doesn't make sense. It's like.
But it's only us that they do that to. It's only us that they do that to. Let's go back. Let's go back let's go back in history and look at all the things that was done to our community. That was done to us.
Right.
Let's do that. Since you want to go back in lyrics, Word. You want to go back and change word? Let's go back and change what so-called Ku Klux Klan did to us. Let's go back and do that.
Well, too late.
That they physically did something to us. They physically did something harmful.
Yeah, but it's insane, man. And again, it's like the gay gangsters, you know. Don't nobody want to speak about it. It's like if they speak on it, everything they work for is just gonna get shut down, or again, it's gonna damage their brand. And again, it's not singling out gay people, but right is right, is wrong. I feel like when you become an adult, you make that decision. I don't feel like you should force anything upon anybody, especially our children. You shouldn't force no drugs on them. You shouldn't force no gang members on them. You shouldn't force nobody alternative lifestyle on them. You shouldn't do it. It's wrong. It's wrong. Let them become adults and let them decide to do what they want to do. Give them a fair chance. That's all I'm saying. Give them a fair chance. But when you pushing this agenda so hard, it's like now, it's like a child who don't have male, because most of us grow up with just females in the household anyway, which we're designed to fail anyway, which we're easily influenced because we male presence, because most of us don't have that male presence in the house, can easily be influenced and say, oh, okay, this is what I need to do to make some money. Or this is what I need to do to be successful. You see what I'm saying, Cleve? Like, yeah, from what I see, if you do this, you do this kind of lifestyle, I can be successful. If I do this lifestyle, there's nobody going to stop me because they don't mess with them. You see what I'm saying? It's like the gay gangster. don't nobody mess with them. It's like don't nobody mess with the Crip. Don't nobody mess with the, that type of, you just don't know how you brainwash a young mind. And I just think that it's now or never. We have to start taking a stand for what's being displayed and forced on our television as well as our radios. And what really another thing killed me, Cleve, is all these people got these platforms, these podcasts. I'm talking about the ones who got hundreds of thousands of listeners, the ones who got millions of listeners.
Yeah, you going in and out. You're going in and out.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I say it's a shame those ones with the platforms with hundreds of thousands or millions of subscribers, they never stand up for something like this, protecting our children. They don't. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's sad, man. Yeah, I can hear you.
They don't stand up.
we definitely got to do something.
There's nobody. We got to. Word. Like you can look at these platforms that the ones that's popular that we can watch on TV. I'm not going to call any names or whatever. They don't talk about stuff like that because they're part of the machine. They are a part of it. That's just the truth. Let the truth be told. And that's why we need more shows like this to speak on the truth. And again, it's not trying to single out nobody. We just say this is a man show. We're talking from a man perspective. And as men, we're supposed to protect our women and children.
Yeah, and we have to, because this is definitely going to affect our kids. It just is. It's going to affect our kids.
If our kids are the future, I can't even imagine what the future going to bring. Are our numbers just going to dwindle as far as population concerned? Is this part of population control? What's going on? What is it? What is the agenda? Because this doesn't make sense at all.
Because so something similar that happened. This was in the '80s. They had a group of women who went against heavy metal because they had so many people that were dying from drugs and they was having all types of crazy sex parties and stuff like that, and it was affecting their kids. So they went to Congress, and Congress listened to them, and they that's why heavy metal is not, it doesn't exist anymore, because it was so many, they were losing so many kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To that lifestyle. Right. They just was.
And then that's another thing, just to add on to what you're saying, right? I'm here in Atlanta taking care of, some little extra business or whatever. And here we are in Atlanta, and now they're talking about the crime rate is up more than it's ever been. with the youth. You know, um, they're talking about how Buckhead is talking about leaving the city of Atlanta in 2022. I saw an interview with Melchizedek Reeves talking about that. So again, we're getting influence not just on the alternative lifestyle, we also getting influence on this so-called gangster culture. And again, people are doing not saying anything just for the sake of making money or because they don't want to lose money. And they're putting all of this before the kids, and this is destroying us. You know, this is destroying us. It's self-genocide, if you ask me. It's self-genocide.
Yeah, man, it's sad because our kids, they will be influenced by this.
Yeah.
You know, and you can make all the music you want. You can.
Right.
But it's some things that you just don't do, man. And like I look at him like who is in his ear? Like who is his role models? Like, and you can live that lifestyle.
That's one thing.
But yeah, you can live that lifestyle. I mean, and people been doing it. You're not the first. They've been doing it for years. But it's just the way you go about doing it. You want everybody to be to approve of what you're doing. Because think about how he first came out.
Right. He didn't come out like that.
He came out. He didn't. It's like it's getting worse and worse.
He's getting more.
I feel bad for the young man because I've seen his movie before and it doesn't end well. It just don't. No, because it goes into other things. You know, folks start getting to demonic, you know what I'm saying, rituals and stuff like it goes other places.
Yeah.
And I hope
drugs gonna start being coming his way, this young man's way. Possible alcoholism. It just get deeper and deeper. And
drugs, all types of things.
Yeah, drugs and alcohol is definitely gonna be coming across this young man's plate, and there's nobody who has integrity is talking to him. There's nobody. It's all about push your brand. We need to stay on the edge. Like, you know, this is nothing. You can't even compare this to some Madonna stuff. You can't even compare this. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
This is you know, this is definitely.
But that's what he wants. He wants to be different. He wants to be different, and he wants to stand out. But it has to be positive. It has to be a positive
but destroying your, you know, and trying to influence your people down a negative path is a whole nother ball game.
Yeah.
You know.
It is. It is.
And that's why I just, again, these so-called, that's why I say we don't, in this society, we don't have any more leaders. Them days are over with, you know. Don't nobody want to say nothing. They don't want to say nothing.
Fool, you're going in and out.
Can you hear me?
Daniel, you're going in and out. Yeah. Okay, I can hear you now.
I was saying the politicians they just don't want to, don't nobody want to step up. They don't want to ruin their brand. You know, it's crazy.
It is crazy. And hopefully, because I've heard a couple of people speaking on it. I didn't know what it was until you brought it to my attention, but I heard a couple of people that speaking on it. So hopefully it'll be a domino effect, and everybody will start talking about it, and they'll take that video down. Cause come on, man, like, it's nothing good can come out. Nothing. Even with guys who nothing could come good out of it. Nothing.
But I'm just waiting because today is Sunday, so I'm just gonna just sit back and I'm just gonna just, you know, listen to what's going on and you know, online and on television. I just want to see what these so-called leaders of our society, what the NAACP, where they at? You know, all this stuff, all of y'all. I'm holding everybody accountable. Where you at?
And here's the thing. Even the LBGT community, like this is who represent y'all. Like
Yeah.
this is your poster boy. Like you actually support this.
Right.
And y'all supposed to be saying Black Lives Matter, and this is what y'all represent. Like, come on now, y'all should be the first one on the front line speaking out, saying, "Hey, no, we don't support this. This is not us.
We're not a part of that.
This is not us.
Right.
This is not us. This is not what we do. We don't stand for this." So
it's going to be interesting to see this week how this go down. I just want to see how they absorb this one, because the BET thing, it was like they brushed it up. It was just business as usual. So
yeah, I've heard people say that. I've heard Puffy came out and said it was a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
A beautiful thing. Unless there was his son up there, then we may have different situation. But he applauded. It was a beautiful thing.
Okay. So now, like I say, this is extreme to the fullest, and I don't know, man. I just had to speak on it, and I'm just waiting for this week to see how this thing, how is somebody gonna be. I'm looking for any upright person who got a larger platform. I'm gonna see how that works out. But I know you gotta go, man. I just had to touch on this basis, man. So as we always do in closing, brother, what you gotta say?
We gotta protect our kids by any means necessary. We have to, man. Cause they our future, they our legacies. Like we can't stand by and not do something about it. We have to speak about it. We have to do something, because this is not gonna work.
Right.
It's only gonna get worse. It's nothing positive coming out what he's doing. Nothing.
Right.
Nothing. Other than people that is pushing it or making money off of it. That's it.
Right. It's all about making money. It's like putting money before the pudding.
And the community that he's supposed to represent, this is your leader? Like this
Right.
is the poster child for what y'all represent? Come on now. This makes no sense. No sense.
No, it makes zero sense. I'm gonna say it's obvious that this is not the beginning of our problem. We have problems prior to this, and this is adding on to the problem. And I'm challenging everybody from politicians to religious leaders that's in our community to entertainers, to people with platforms that are 100 times larger than mine. Speak up, speak out. And I just want I want to also address that the sisters, these single parent mothers, you guys you have to speak out on this stuff, because again, you in that home by yourself and you don't know how this influenced your child, and you have to speak up now. And again, we're trying to we're trying to be a positive. This platform is about being positive. We're trying to do what's best for our community. And again, it doesn't matter who it is. If we feel like it's a threat toward our community, then we need to speak on it. And we can respectfully disagree. That's life. But in this one, I think we all can agree to this one. Let's put our kids first. I don't think nobody can argue with that one. If we just can we just let our kids be kids? They already have enough influence. The parents are at work. They have this device called a cell phone. You don't know what's influencing them on this cell phone. So for us to turn our heads, don't want to say nothing, or just plain being naive about the fact, we definitely need to be parents. We definitely our men need to speak up, and we need to take charge and assume our role. And I also think that because things are so out of order without men, that's why things are so chaotic. And I just think we as men need to put things back in its perspective, in its rightful order. And on that note, I'm out.
Peace.